Hi, I'm Carla D. Tillery, and welcome to the Chair Chronicles. I'm your life coach and your favorite auntie. You know, that aunt that is so not afraid to tell you the truth and help you see things just a little clearer, and you love her advice. Well, as a certified life coach with over 2 decades of experience, I'm very passionate about helping you find your happiness. So pull up a chair and let's have a talk. Hey, LA!
Hey there.
We are back here with another great conversation today.
Yes.
So I started this conversation with my brother-in-law,
Okay.
and I wanted to continue it on the Chair Chronicles.
Okay, this is good. We're ready.
Okay, so here's a quote that he posted, and this quote really generated a lot of conversation.
Okay.
And so I can't wait for us to dive into it. Okay, so here it is. The person that challenges you and holds you accountable loves you more than the person that watches you stay the same and settle for mediocrity. I'm going to read it one more time.
Yeah, let's hear that again.
The person that challenges you and holds you accountable loves you more than the person that watches you stay the same and settle for mediocrity. So the question is, who pushes you?
Like that.
Who pushes you?
That's a good one.
Because based on this, and I love this quote because it's talking about 2 key things.
Right.
Accountability and mediocrity.
Okay.
And I know accountability comes up all the time, at least in the workplace,
Yes.
right?
Right.
How do we hold each other accountable doing our job and our roles, responsibilities with your decisions that you're making?
Right.
And then even with your family is like, or partnerships is like, who's holding you accountable for you to do the things that you said you're going to do?
Yeah, that's
or your
true.
best friend circle. Who's going to check you, right? When you say you want to do things. Like, that's all I do as a life coach is really create that accountability factor.
Right.
But we can do it in so many other different relationships.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And I think we need that. I think we all need accountability because what happens is we become comfortable and we want people that see the best in us. And if we say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to start my weight loss program. Okay.
And we just let that just go in the wind, and then nobody says,
hey,
have you started that? Right. You said you was going to start that program. Right.
And you know that they're doing it from a place of care and concern.
Right.
And they want to see you bring out the best in you.
Right.
So that's how I look at it. When I think of accountability, I don't think about it as someone wagging their finger at me. I look at
telling
it as,
you what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
They see not just potential, but they want to see me soar.
And the one thing about the quote, it says, who loves you more? So I think this is within hopefully a trusted group, right?
Right.
Of people that you want to have in your circle.
Right.
To say, you know what? We can be accountability partners in this.
Right.
And so let's really talk about accountability and what it means.
Right. Yes.
You ready?
Okay.
All right. Accountability. It is an individual will experience the consequences for their performance or actions.
Okay.
Because this makes them take ownership. Right? So accountability means that you're holding someone responsible for their taking on the consequences of whatever their actions are. So accountability is not always a bad thing because there can be positive, consequences.
Right.
Or there could be
negative
consequences.
Depending on what you do.
Yeah, nobody wants a negative consequences.
No.
But I think sometimes when we think of accountability, we always automatically zoom in on the what's bad, the bad results, the bad consequences.
Being chastised.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being ridiculed.
Right. Well, we're talking about it in the positive light. That's what we're talking about. That, people that are going to hold you accountable so that you'll hold yourself accountable. If there are things that you say that you want to do, there's places that you want to go, Are you just going to talk about it? And then 2 years from now, you're still talking about it. And you're like, I heard that before. It's like,
I don't want to be around a bunch of just talkers. We have so much nonsense going on already that I really want to be surrounded by people like me. So they're motivated. They're pushing each other. And even when you have that moment, They're like, you can do
Come
it.
on.
Come on. You
That's
got
right.
this, right?
That's right.
Pushing you beyond settling.
Right.
Because it's so easy to settle and not
Very
get
easy.
accomplished those things that you say you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you're on the job, right? I'm hoping that most people are looking for opportunities to grow and stretch
Right.
themselves and to go to that next level, whatever that is. Because when you don't, sometimes you're just settling. Like, we don't want to take on some of those added responsibilities,
right?
Because the accountability will have to show up,
right?
Because the performance reviews gonna come in, and then they're like, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, and you didn't do that,
and it does. It raises the bar, and so for
bar.
some people, it's like fight or flight. It's like, okay, that's gonna spur me to even get, to be better, or it's gonna cause me to shrink back and say, yeah, I thought I wanted that position, or I thought that's what I wanted to do. So I like that. I like the fact that we can look at accountability and say it is for your growth.
Right. And if you feel like so let's just take the workplace, because somebody might be saying, maybe you out there saying, I don't want to go to the next level because I don't want that level of responsibility. I'm good where I am.
Right.
So make sure you understand whether you're settling or whether you're in the right place that matches up with your livelihood, your lifestyle, your quality of life, that sort of thing. Right. So because I can definitely see there at certain levels, you might say, I'm really good right here.
Right here.
This works with my lifestyle. This works with the other things that I have. And it's a great balance.
Right.
In those situations, I don't think you're settling.
No.
But I think there are times where we don't push ourselves to grow and extend ourselves, and we're complaining, right? I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like my pay. Well, then are you looking for something else, right, that gets you where you want to be?
Right.
And I think that's what we're talking about, right?
Absolutely.
Pushing yourself to not settle. And for mediocrity.
Right.
Don't settle for mediocrity.
Right. And that definition is, we hear it, the run of the mill. So-so.
So-so. Right.
It's not going anywhere. It's not moving. It's not going left. It's not going right. It's not going up. It's not going down. It's just...
That's that still water. And still waters become stinky. Polluted, right? They get all kinds of germs and all kinds of bacteria fill up and everything in still water. So mediocrity, I always relate that to like a pond of just still water. There's no current. There's no movement. There's no flow.
None.
I want to be in the flow.
In the flow. And let me just be clear. If you have a circle and everyone is excited about trying to figure out where they're going in life, and they're doing and they're pushing you, and you're staying in that still water, don't be surprised as people begin to move. And it doesn't mean hierarchy. What it means is you're not, or they're not, in the same place where you are. And no one wants a noose. No one wants something wrapped around their leg and they're dragging it with them. They want you to be excited about your life. It's not about you cheering them on, but they see so much more for you.
Right. And that's what it is. I think pulling out the potential.
Right.
And people that are connected to you. People that you love, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we should really want the best for those that are around us. And so that may require saying, you know what, I heard you when you said this.
Yes.
Or a situation could have happened and you're like, you're not taking ownership for what just happened. Like you might have caused like a bad fallout.
Right.
And you might want to say, you know what, our family or our circle is going to stay together, so you need to address this.
Right.
And we don't oftentimes want to address things because the fear and how it makes us look and like all of the stuff that comes with that.
And the unfortunate part about that is you miss out on opportunities to grow. And when we face those difficult conversations within our circles, and you may get upset with each other, you may not speak for a minute or two, but if you truly care and love one another, you find resolution and you say, look, we're going to hold each other accountable. I won't do this because I know this bothers you. Or we're going to do this together.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, just like yesterday, me and one of my sister girls, we took a walk. We decided to walk the trails. And as we're talking about different things, and I'm going on and I'm talking about, and she said, okay, what are you going to do for Latricia? And by me having to say it out loud, I know she was going to hold me accountable. I knew she was. And when I got home, I had a text message from her. Asking.
She done
did
hit
you
you up
do
already?
X, Y, and Z? Right.
Yeah, that's good.
And I know she loves me.
More than someone who will allow you to just settle for mediocrity. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. You got some good people in your circle. I have some good people.
Yes, you're one of them.
Yes, yeah. Listen, we do that likewise for each other. We do. We have to push each other because I think it's so easy to get in a slump.
It is.
And then when we get in a slump, that's when the negativity comes. Right. That's when the unhappiness comes. Right. That's when we start. I think it can create a higher stress level.
Yes.
When you're unhappy, you start seeing yourself complaining. Right. All the words coming out of your mouth are negative. And it's because you're not in a good place.
Right.
But are you not in a good place because you decided to settle? Are you not in a good place because you decided that mediocrity was okay for you?
Yeah, you want to be so. You're okay.
And this goes beyond like a little moment of a pity party. We're not talking about that.
Right.
Because I think there are times you come out. But this is about creating these patterns where you just allow things to happen and you're not owning your life.
Right.
Not owning your life.
And if you're regurgitating the same thing... You know, we talk to you a month from now and it's still the same conversation. Next month it's the same scenario.
Right.
It might be you.
It might be you. And it might be time to do something.
Do something
about it.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Right.
Yeah.
So accountability is really, that's a big value.
It is.
To have in your life, for yourself, and in your relationship circles.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it fuels us. I think it gives us energy. And again, it's a part of what makes our life enriching.
Right.
We none of us should settle.
So your girlfriend, in the situation you just gave, she didn't have to text you.
No.
She could have just let that go.
Right.
And sometimes, if you're not really thinking about it, you probably could just let that thought pass.
Yeah.
And still be doing things for everybody else except yourself.
Yeah. And what happened was, I didn't even realize in my talking to her about the things I was getting done and the things about that I wasn't talking about myself. And she picked up on it. And it was so profound for me when she said, what are you going to do for you? And I actually didn't have an answer, which is pretty bad. I was like, let me think. Yeah, because we do. We sometimes we are. There's some of us in our circles that we tend to think about everything and everybody else, and we kind of. It's not that we forget about ourselves, but we're just so used to doing it. We're so living outside of ourselves.
Giving. Yeah, that you forget to kind of.
And I was like, oh yeah, what about me? What am I gonna do? Right. Now, do you find yourself in those kind of situations where you kind of tend to, I'm giving all of this, feedback to everyone else, and I'm not
absolutely.
Doing it.
Sometimes I have to sit in the advice I give.
Not the advice, the advice.
That's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing. Wow. Sometimes I have to sit in the advice that I give and think about, okay, Carla, what would you tell? What would you tell somebody else? Because this most likely is something you should be telling yourself. Right. And so sometimes it's like. I equate it almost like the cook who does it for a profession. Right. That when they come home, they don't want to cook.
They don't cook it off.
And so it's kind of similar. It's like you got to remind yourself sometimes of those guiding principles and the things that you're sharing with other people to help you get out of whatever place you're in. So sometimes... there is an expression where sometimes you got to just encourage yourself, pat yourself on the back and say, okay, atta girl, let's do this. You got this. You got to put, you get in the mirror, you be like, you got this, girl. You got to do it. Right. Exactly. And you're just trying to get your spirit up to the place where it matches up with what you need to do. And then there are times where you need somebody to just see you. Right. And be like, okay, I'm a little concerned. Let me just make sure. Are you doing this? Right. How are you? How's that situation? Did you resolve it? Yeah. Did you show up the way you needed to show up there? So sometimes you need that circle of confidence, but that circle of trust where you can hold each other accountable. Yeah. Because I don't like, and remember the still water thing, that's big for me. I don't like settling. I don't like the still water. I don't like feeling passive and not... engaged, right? And really connected, with a lot of the things that I want to do,
Right.
And who I am as a person.
There you go.
So sometimes you can beat yourself up because you feel like you didn't handle that the right way. Right? And so sometimes not holding yourself accountable can allow you to not do what you need to do.
And it keeps us from moving forward.
Because you start to sit in that, man, I should have. Yeah.
I've been there.
I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make you feel good. So then you don't do what you know you need to do.
Right. And if anything, it should spur you to say, okay, I can always start over.
Right.
And I think that's what.
But starting over, people,
And it's not a bad thing.
I shouldn't say people, but we don't always we don't always like to start over.
Yeah, back to the drawing board,
Back to the drawing board. But I do equate it like this. I think, one, we should always be attracted to growing.
Right.
Like, it's an attraction. You should be attracted to it. So that it's a part of you and it's something that you draw to.
Right.
And I also believe that starting at the next level at one is a good thing. I heard that a while ago.
Absolutely.
I believe I talked about that on an earlier episode where starting at, like, for example, like in grade school, right? You go 1 through 12.
Right.
But then you start as a freshman all over again. In college. But you're at the next level up.
Right.
So I say level up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So it doesn't take on this, oh my goodness, I'm starting way back there. No. Right where you are, you can start again.
And
so let's just be clear. You're further than where you were.
Exactly. Further than where you were.
Love these nuggets. Love them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, the accountability and mediocrity, I think, are big words to really chew on a little bit.
Yes.
And I think we all need those accountability partners.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Because I don't want you to settle. I don't want anybody else to settle.
No.
And we should be pushing ourselves. So who's in your circle?
Who's in your circle?
That's pushing you.
Yes. We're not going to settle.
Who's pushing you?
We're not going to settle.
Beyond settling and beyond mediocrity.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we got to push each other, girl.
We're going to do that.
And we're going to push you. Listen, let us know if you have someone in your circle that pushes you, or are you the pusher? Maybe you're the one that's encouraging everyone else, hey, be accountable for what you said you're going to do, or be accountable for that particular situation, and making sure we see each other and we're pushing each other beyond to the next level. We all got to level up. So listen, share your comments with us. Share this episode with people that you know. We want to hear from everyone, and we definitely want to share the word. So as always, we want you to stay tuned and stay connected on
The Chair Chronicles.